Men are wicked.
Men are wicked. These were Judith's exact words to Michelle, but little did Michelle know that Judith had always longed to share the same bed with her husband. Michelle and Judith had been friends since secondary school. They grew up together, shared secrets, and believed they would always remain close. Michelle was slim and curvy, kind-hearted, and naturally loved by people. Judith was bold, very curvy, confident, and hardworking, always pushing herself to succeed. While Michelle enjoyed attention easily, Judith worked hard for everything she had, and over time, that difference quietly changed how she felt. During their university days, Michelle met Henry, a calm and respectful man with a neat haircut and a gentle personality. Their love grew quickly, and they married while still young. Soon after, they welcomed a set of twins, and Michelle became a full-time housewife. Her life became centered around her home and children, and slowly she stopped building anything for herself. Judith, however, kept moving forward, building a strong career in a tech company, running other businesses, and traveling often. She watched Michelle's life closely, even when Michelle did not notice. As Henry's career improved, he began traveling often for work, and Michelle, having too much free time, started to worry. Small things became big problems in her mind, and she began to suspect that Henry could be seeing another woman outside, but she couldn't prove it. Judith stayed close, always listening to Michelle talk about the loopholes in her home. But instead of helping Michelle protect her home, she quietly encouraged her fears. Men are wicked, Judith would say calmly. That's why I stayed single. If I want a child, I'll choose a fine man that will impregnate me and move on with my life. She said all these disgusting words to make Michelle hate her home and husband. But inside Judith's heart was a desire she never spoke about, a desire for the life Michelle had. 1 year after having the twins, Henry got promoted in his company, and this position required him to constantly travel out. So, things changed during an international tech conference in the United States, where both Henry and Judith attended for work. Being far from home made things feel less serious, and closeness led to a one-night mistake. Henry felt deep regret almost immediately, but Judith saw the moment as a chance to move closer to her goal. And that moment, she convinced Henry that Michelle doesn't love him anymore, that she's looking for an avenue to leave the marriage. In fact, Michelle has always been there for the money, and that's why she doesn't like working and always nagging. It took these few deceitful words to convince Henry. When they returned to Nigeria, Judith began to push Michelle toward careless choices. She encouraged her to go out often and stop focusing only on her home. One night, Michelle followed this advice, not knowing she was being set up. Judith added a sleepy substance in her drink, and when she noticed Michelle was out of her mind, she videoed every private moment she had with the stranger. And that particular recording was anonymously sent to Henry, whose trust for Michelle completely broke the moment he saw it. The worst part came when Michelle never apologized for her actions. She only saw it as a payback to all the times he left her with her thoughts, or probably cheated on her. With the evidence and Judith's secret convictions, Henry resolved to part ways with Michelle. The marriage ended quickly, filled with anger, confusion, and pride. Michelle did not fully understand what she had lost until it was already over. After the divorce, Judith suddenly disappeared from her life, leaving Michelle alone with no job, no plan, and no support. For the first time, Michelle felt truly lost. One day, hoping to fix her mistakes, Michelle returned to Henry's house to ask for forgiveness. What she saw there changed her forever. Judith had already taken her place, living the life Michelle once had. In that moment, Michelle finally understood that the advice she trusted was never meant to help her, but to remove her. Michelle left with a broken heart but open eyes, learning too late that not every friend wants you to win, and sometimes the people closest to you are the ones quietly waiting for you to fall.